Sheriff, I really appreciate you riding with me. I know it seems, I'm sure, strange to be on the passenger side typically.
It's nice to be on the passenger side sometimes.
All right, I appreciate that.
I'm looking forward to it.
Well, I appreciate you being in this car for our Comal Cruzin. We're cruising with Comal. It's a way for us to once again just let everybody know what we do in our school district and those who work with us closely. And certainly, no doubt, the Comal County Sheriff's Office done a fantastic job working with us as a school district. And I got to tell you, you've done a fine job as a sheriff, and I really do appreciate that.
Thank you. It is a group effort. It's a team effort, and you are so right when you talk about how blessed we are. I mean, our relationship between the sheriff's office and the district. A couple of weeks ago, the Sheriff's Association conference was held in San Antonio.
Yeah.
And I believe that I was approached by, at least 5 or 6 different sheriffs that were asking about our relationship between the district. Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's out there.
What's your thoughts on that? I mean, and from my side of the work with other colleagues, the relationship is not as strong in some sense out there as much. And I don't think it's because there's bad people.
No.
What's your take on why that might be?
Communication, but our relationship has been, when I say long forged, you're talking about something. This relationship between the district and the county was here before I got here. I can't take credit for it. I hope that I was a part of it, with the DARE program in '94.
Yeah.
But it existed before, and I think that it will be here long after I'm gone.
Yeah.
But the communication has always been there. We're not competing against the district. We're not. It's a partnership.
Yeah.
Look what the district does for the office.
Yeah.
Y'all have always afforded space for officers. We've had the SRO program since
the school resource officer.
Yeah.
Right.
I think there's a benefit to having an SRO that works for an office and not an ISD.
Right.
I'm not knocking them, but
I agree.
Yeah.
When it comes to, of course, education and the no other, gosh, you guys have done a fantastic job of providing these, once again, SROs, school resource officers. Basically, they are full-time deputy sheriffs who are placed in our schools.
Right.
And that program has gone well. Talk about that in terms of looking for new or more qualified or even new folks, because we need to add more to it in our school district. I know you guys have some challenges in finding great people overall.
We are. And, this is, again, an example of our relationship. With the building and the construction of the new jail, we're still on target for hopefully March or April 2020.
Right.
But who did we reach out to? We reached out to the district and said, we're looking for 59 new corrections officers. And corrections officers can come in at 18.
Right.
That's a state regulation. But maybe there are young men and women who either are going to stay locally, or maybe they can afford college right now, or they can work part-time.
Yep.
But we reached out to the district with a possible solution.
Yep.
And again, that's that relation. The things that we've come up with together.
Yep.
Why in the world should y'all as the district pay for canines?
Right.
When we have canines that's free training for the dog.
Right.
And they're readily accessible.
Right.
But whereas I know I could pick up the phone if I needed something, y'all have that same.
Right.
It's a two-way deal.
It is, and it's a similar thing about, and I really appreciate you bringing up a partnership with our students. So, we're building a wonderful career track for many of our young men and women who would like to get into law enforcement.
Right.
Perhaps instead of going to college or university right after graduation, they can go become a Comal County Sheriff jailer. I believe making quite a bit of money as an 18-year-old kid.
Absolutely.
And working on their way to law enforcement level, right? And so that's a fantastic opportunity as you're describing. But I tell you what, you're exactly right. We also use our empty buildings during summertime for you guys to use as a training ground. And we want you to do that, actually.
Active shooter training, I can give several examples. So we can do active shooter training, and we usually try to schedule it around
Right.
When the schools are empty. What better place for us to do active shooter training than in a school where, hopefully the day never happens, but we're practicing on these campuses where they could. So it familiarizes the officers.
Right.
Another thing with y'all's facilities, y'all offer them up for the Junior Deputy Academy. That academy would never happen without not only the assistance and the help from the school district, but our CSA volunteers.
Man, I'm a big fan of our Junior Deputies program. We have, I think this summer, 480 students, by the way, involved in that program, and that's something that we want to expand and get more kids involved in that, and that's fantastic. We talk about things that really we don't want to talk about, and that is things that could happen that we're always preventing and training for. And for you and for me, our job is to take care of things, but and we're not sociologists or anthropologists or opinion makers in any way, but what's your thoughts in today's world of what's going on with the amount of safety and security that we have to think about? I mean, it is a foreign topic, right, that we're having to now address as a school district.
Right. We've talked in discussions that we've had about intelligence sharing. Yeah. Things where maybe they're not law enforcement sensitive to the thing, but with the number of, now you have people going after law enforcement. This has been one of the worst years for law enforcement officers lost. Yep. And we're not here to talk politics and everything, but you have this nature to where we're very blessed to be in a community that loves its law enforcement.
We do.
We are not, but we don't know. That's the thing. You and I are planning for the day that we hope never happens. And I had a discussion with another colleague sheriff, a friend of mine, and we were talking just a couple of days before Santa Fe. Yeah. And it's one of those things where in the conversation, ready. Well, nobody's ready. What you can do is you can do your best to be prepared. Right. And we want to keep our officers safe. I know that we addressed everybody after Parkland, the deputies. And, the chief and I made a comment that we wanted to address all the deputies. We will not stop. We will not hesitate. We're coming. And, of course, most of these active shooters do not want to get into a gunfight with the police. They usually are over by the time. Right. But I want the district to know, the faculty, the staff, the students, the parents, we're coming.
I gotta tell you, I see you probably at so many different things, functions and whatnot, and I don't know how you do it, but you really do a fantastic job for our community, for our schools, and I really mean it. We really could not function unless you guys are such a great part of us, and I really do appreciate it very much.
I appreciate that. My thing is I'm still very humbled by the position, and I know that every morning when I'm getting dressed, I respect, the integrity of the sheriff's office. The day that I lose that is the day I don't need to be the sheriff anymore. Yeah. And I just live to serve those that, I swore to protect. So.
Well, you do a great job. I really do appreciate it. And let me tell you, we're behind you 100%. So I appreciate it very much, Sheriff.
Perfect.
Thank you.